Business. I'm not making fun. I mean, this is a business question. Dear asshole, I'd like to know I would like to know the greatest economist take on salary versus hourly jobs. Well, I don't know if Thomas Sowell's taking questions right now. You have to settle for me. I was hoping for a video answer, as most videos on this subject suck. Prior cop, got severance. I'm trying to keep you somewhat anonymous here, and I'm out of the job and looking for a new one. The first job offer is being an hourly wage here as a security guard job, paying $43. Where are you getting paid $43 an hour? That's like, hang on, I might be coming in a little hot. Oh, maybe the volume's up. That's why. That's like Blackwater stuff. That's armed at minimum. High. What are you doing at $43? Where are they hiring? Holy shit. That's a damn good salary or wage. No base benefits. I don't need them, though. I have all the benefits I need through the military. The second is being a salary slave as an intelligence analyst, which with a pay range of 60, 80,000. I need to go into wage negotiation next week for. This company had a lot of different benefits package options. But if I choose this route, the best one for me is an extra 17% of wage to go to the Roth 403B. Holy shit. So which do you think would be better for me? Should I only take the salary if I can negotiate the $80,000 wage? Yeah, because if they lowball, I'll tell you this right now. If we're looking at pure finances, 80,000 minimum, right? That they better give you top, because 60 grand, it's a no-brainer. Yeah, you're going to make way more money because you don't need the health insurance. I would do that. But if they came back with 80, then we're in a gray area. And I'll be honest, there's not a clear deciding factor. They're both great. Do I sleep with the blonde or the brunette? Well, what's the brunette? Well, she's got big tits. Well, I like that. But the blonde has long hairs. Oh, but the brunette, she got dimples. I like dimples. But the blonde, she got long legs. What do you think is better for people in general, hourly or salary wages? That is totally dependent on the person and where they are in life. It's the same question of should I buy a house? It really depends on where you are physically and where you are in life. And obviously the wages. So there's no hourly over salary all the time. Yeah, that really is highly dependent upon the person, the individual, where they are, and all that other stuff. Hourly here pros. High flat wage. My wage before was not that much. Now 43. Apparently, it's hard to find semi-fit and responsible people who could just pay a little bit of attention to what's going on around them. So wages climbing at a surprising amount. Boy, I should go back to work in security. The hell am I doing this podcasting thing for? Since I'm selling my body to my employer hourly, it is more money with overtime, travel pay, night shift, weekend pay, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I could do that for you, but it'll be extra big, hewer money. Plus, no office politics BS. Just go to various buildings and be in the present. Often by myself, sometimes one or other person. Boss does not want to be around us. If he is, we fucked up. Oh, ooh. Your boss doesn't want to see you? Sir, that's like a 50, not 50, that's like a 30% pay raise right there. You don't have to deal with your boss, huh? Your boss doesn't deal with this. If I hear any problems, I'm going to come down like Thor. That's That hourly wage is looking better and better. Cons. The billionaire plumber problem. Much lower social prestige has not caught up to market value changes. All my friends and family think I should take the intelligence analyst job. I think literally just because of the social value. They seem, oh yeah, no, never listen to family or friends. The family and friends are idiots. Family and friends, they don't know anything. They don't know anything about finances. Are they rich? Are they wealthy? Are they happy? They're not. I don't listen to them. I would not consider that a con, your status. Just say you're special forces or special, and that's lying. Just say your corporate security or your high risk security or something like that. You know what? You know, it'd be better and it would go well with the job. Just say I can't tell you, right? Say I can't tell you. That would be no. My job is requires anonymity, so I can't tell you, and that's mysterious. See, now a lot of people, you got to be working some high end security shit where there's actual risk. I mean, that's not that could kind of be sexy. You start getting into the was it the badge bunny and holster sniffers. So I wouldn't worry about the prestige. Little room for wage growth or a career. It is the upper end of a wage I can get. At best, I could be a supervisor. I stayed a long time, but the wage is not much higher. Yeah, and then you got to deal with people. So let's just say at that, you'd be making your $43 an hour forever. Because why would you want to promote to supervisor? Salary slave pros. The job and employer have much more social prestige or perceived value by the public. Fuck the public. Remove that from your analysis because I can't make this decision for you. You are going to have to make the decision. I would remove that from your analysis. It doesn't matter. Room for much higher wages in the future as I am at the entry level. Could switch jobs in a year and negotiate higher wages later. More career growth potential. If you be a good boy and keep putting in all those extra hours and work hard, one day you might get a promotion. Cons, wages lower even if I get the $80,000 a year salary without even counting overtime, if only base of 4 hours. Facility is 24/7, and they say in the hiring letter that I may be expected to work weekends or nights, where they may expect me to work 60 hours a week at absurd times with no extra money, making effectively an hourly wage a joke. I suspect minding office politics will be a good portion of the job if I want to do well. Yeah, just listen to Turd Flinging Monkey. And he didn't like grab a girl's boob or nothing. He just showed up when people didn't show up. He showed up early and left early, and that was enough to lose his job. I suspect high potential. My job is just to be a pet for some boomer boss to fuck with. Thank you. We'll keep you anonymous. And so I need a little bit more. I said, well, do you need a career? What's your financial situation look like? And which has a shorter commute? I don't need a career, but if it is better to tool in the long run to make money, then I will use it. My main aim is to reach a point where I don't have to work anymore. I'm a certain age or youngish and have around 300,000. Dude, that early age, you got that much, mostly in index funds. You can't predict the future, but your retirement's kind of taken care of. And if you got healthcare benefits through the military, you don't have to take. I mean, you got to take a job, right? You got to work. Can't withdraw on that money for quite some time. You don't have to take the highest paying job. As long as it pays enough, you get to take the job you think you'd like the most. So you don't have to, at this point, I got to take the intelligence analyst job because it has the most upside potential. You got enough money, unless you have stupid, expensive required taste, that 300,000 in your retirement funds should grow over time. Not to mention some kind of, I presume you're going to contribute to an IRA retirement fund in the meantime. Your money is, you're not quite yet at cruising speed, but you're close. You're really close. Don't own a home, just rent. And I'm aware that's an unpopular stance, but I think home ownership is a bit overrated. A perfect single man, you probably getting by cheaper on renting. I've done pretty well living minimally and keeping my expenses low. Honestly, even on a $50,000 income, I'd be fine. Where I've struggled is maximizing my income. And that's something I'm trying to improve now to accelerate my savings. Any chance you can work the security gig part-time? Right? You do your corporate gig, you say, "Yeah, I could do 1 day a week." I mean, are they are they agreeing? Would they allow that to fly? Where I've struggled is maximizing. I suppose one option that may be best is to get the highest wage I can with the salary job and leave and go to the hourly if they are tyrannical and want me to work absurd hours. That's a great question to ask them during the interview. Like, why waste their time? Why waste your time? Why put that mark on your resume where you were there for 3 months and then say, "Hey, how much overtime are we expecting? Is there any overtime? Am I allowed to, like, take off? What's the deal?" It's a perfectly honest question. I like that. As I've always said a million times before, security is security, and one of the main reasons I could tell my bosses to fuck off in banking is once they start asking me to do not illegal. Well, yeah, a lot of times it was illegal bullshit or just lie. Say, "Fuck off, I'm done." And I go work security and teach dance classes. That's not a bad idea. Between the two current options, the intelligence analyst role sounds more interesting. Well, it is. Well, at least there's some action. You get action at security and you get some interesting nights. Also, wearing body armor and a duty belt every day tends to wreck your back over time. Stop being a fat cop. Come on. Come on, young guy like you bitching about get that with the. Come on. Do some stretches. So that's something I'd like to avoid as I get older. That said, it seems like a lot of people feel the same way, which might explain why they're offering high pay just to have someone stand around and not mess with their phone. Really? There's not like a risk on your target? There's not like a threat to the facility? It's just you stand here? Commute wise, they're about the same. The guard job would occasionally send me out farther, but I'm confirmed travel time be compensated billable hours. Oh man, it's a tough one. Okay. Given your good financial discipline and saving your money, it also sounds like you didn't fuck up. Like you didn't have a kid you can't afford, you don't have alimony. You kind of get to choose whichever one you want. So don't worry about prestige, right? Replace that is what do I want to do? If it were up to me, I'd be leaning towards the intelligence analyst role for one reason, well, multiple reasons, but the main reason is you're pretty damn young and I presume you're relatively fresh out of the military. You were a cop. It's a long time to work a security guard gig. I think at your age, you should probably do some kind of professional thing. And intelligence analyst, I don't know in what capacity or corporate or government or whatever. You should probably get a career. It's going to be way more interesting than just standing there. Unless there's an actual hit, which is like that 20 seconds of panic and the 3 years of standing there. Yeah, you got the risk that they're gonna do overtime, which you could find out. You can ask, like, "Hey, is it a 40-hour I clock out? Or I know I'm on call, but is everyone putting in 50, 55 and that's just unspoken? What is it?" I would still lean, especially at $80,000 a year, I would lean towards the intelligence analyst role. More interesting. It's a profession. You get into a field. You can always go work security, maybe not at $43 an hour, but you can always go work security. You're young and you're thinking right long term, saving money, cost benefit, but you're doing it now. What about when you're 45? What about when you're an old fuck like me and you're 50? Although an incredibly good-looking man for his age at 50. What do you mean? Your resume just says security guard. You're not going to get promoted. You're right. You're not going to get promoted beyond supervisor in there. Maybe you go work as an executive at Securitas or something. Maybe. I think there's more upside potential in the intelligence analyst role, even so much so that I would accept like 70 at the lowest. And that's assuming they're not, oh, yeah, well, everyone does 70 hours. If they're doing 70 hours a week, yeah, go work security. You are at minimum, if things are good, accepting 70. If they want overtime, you're starting at 80. And that would give your brain a little bit something more to chew on. Yeah, fine, you got to put a little extra overtime in that's uncompensated. Maybe you got to deal with corporate bullshit. But if it gets too bad, you can bail. But if it is relatively good and there's not too much fuckery going on, well, you're in intelligence. I never worked in I mean, I did sovereign risk analysis as a different type of intelligence, just research. I gotta imagine it goes other places. They just, and then you are a professional, not for prestige reasons, but when you're old and you can't stand for long because whatever security belt. Oh no, you could sit in the office with it. Yeah, you can work regular hours, sort of. But that's just my quick 1-2 take. Is you're young, but you don't realize how much longer you got to live, and working security for 20, 30 years is going to be a long time just standing there. I still think the ideal situation is you work a part-time security, like 1 shift a week, because it's fun. You get a little bit of extra money. You got your toe in there. And as you're fully aware, they could fuck with you at corporate. Oh, I know we said you'd have Monday through Friday on a regular schedule, but we changed things. Well, fuck you. Bye. I didn't sign up for that. You changed the terms of the agreement. This is not what I agreed to. Goodbye. So I would, yeah, as always, get more information, right? A lot of people come to, do I do A or B? And I'm like, well, how much have you researched A? Well, I haven't researched it all. Well, go research A. Go to the interview. Ask your very important questions. Do some research on Google. Stalk the fuck out of these people. Who are these people? Look at the security company. Like, okay, what are they like? What was the company? They went out of business. It was, wow, is that even around anymore? I don't want to badmouth them. Hang on. I just want to see if this company is still in business. No, that's a different logo. Same name, but different logo. Maybe. Wow, this is a shit. No, this wasn't it. This is a different company. I won't mention it. There's no reason to, in case they were the same company, but it was a shit security. Well, most security companies are shit. Yeah, go. Who's the boss? Google stalk the fuck out of that person. Go look at Glassdoor reviews. Go, I mean, whatever information you can get, especially if you're going to be an intelligence analyst. Well, why don't you get a little bit of early start on that? Go and find out, like, okay, who are these people? What is the reputation of this company? Go get more information so that you can make a better decision. You know what you're getting yourself into. But with the information we got right now, I am leaning towards the intelligence analyst work. If things are good, 70,000 minimum or more. If you got to work extra hours, 80,000. Keep your toe in security though. Keep the contacts. Say, yeah, that's a great wage, man. But I got a pretty good opportunity I can't turn down. But if things go south, can I give you a call? And they probably really would appreciate that. I think the ideal is you work 1 night a week or 1 shift a week for security. I think that'd be pretty, although who knows, maybe your employer won't allow that. But although, didn't the FTC say that you can't do that no more? You can't tell people they can't work for other people. Yeah, so I'd lean towards the intelligence role because of the more upside potential. It's probably going to be more intellectually rewarding. It will give you a profession that you can rely on when you can't just go work a double, because you're a young man anymore, unless you're an exceptionally good-looking, handsome, in shape 50-year-old like myself. Then you could do it, but there's just not so many me's around. It's a sad truth. Yeah, I'd probably go the intelligence route. But it really is your choice, man. You might like the peace and quiet, right? You might the one drawback of security, it was boring. That's why I focused on doing all this other shit I could do, whether it was writing books or studying or whatever. But you may like the peace and quiet. Some people just love that. So it really is a you decision. They're great opportunities. I would factor in, forget the prestige. I would factor in, you got to work security for decades if you're going to go down that route, because then inevitably you're just going to go into some kind of corporate work anyway. I would also consider you're going to be bored and you're a young man, so you should probably get some sort of professional background. Wait, if you're a cop, or retired, furloughed cop, whatever, can't you go work like a cop shift part-time? Unless you're in a leftist shithole where they like love criminals more than the cops. But I mean, why not be a cop part-time or reserves or something like that? I would go the analyst thing and keep your fingers in security and law enforcement, even if it's a part-time deal, volunteer, whatever. And then if this goes to shit, this goes south, you're a young enough man, stay enough shape, you could go become a cop somewhere else, go work security, obviously. So I think that would be my vote. But up to you, man. It's up to you, because you could do whatever you want. It's what you want to do for a change. So go poke around, do a little bit more research, see if you can get more information that makes one decision easier than the other. But yeah, I would go with salary this time. And with the health insurance, maybe you could say, can you just pay me out of my health insurance? I get health insurance through the VA or whatever. Maybe you get a little bit more money. All right, Drew, $5. A lot of money is spent on gate armed security. Just found gate guards where I work make $35 an hour and they are short staffed. My backup plan. No kidding. Well, son of a gun, I'm going to add that now. South Dakota. There, I have a list, a master list. I should have carried it over from the Windows machine. What is it? Jobs. There's like a jobs list. Good jobs with no education. Security guard. Okay. If they're paying $35 an hour, that is a living wage. And I did say save. What is wrong with people? I wouldn't have had to go to college if I was paid $35 an hour. Drew, $2. Triple Canopy pays well with the security clearance. Is Triple Canopy a company? Drew, again, $2. Having a clean criminal record pays off some. Yeah, sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. All right, that's it. Link below is Bachelor Pad Economics if you guys need a thick book that answers damn near every financial question you're going to have. Bachelor Pad Economics. No, you don't read all 500 pages at once. You consult it topically. It is a reference book. For example, you should not be reading. I mean, you can read it if you want. It's not going to hurt you, but you probably aren't at the stage of estate planning yet and setting up a will, because you have probably no one to leave a will to. Although you do, you're already in that market. If you got $300,000 in retirement savings, you do have to get a will now. If you have no one to leave it to, you can always leave it to me. I will gladly be the inheritor of your estate should you get hit by a truck. That's how nice a guy I am. All right. See you kids later. Toodles.